Hello friends, this video on Motion Part 1 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Topics to be covered in this lesson are: what is motion? Describing motion of a particle, under which we will talk about position, path length and displacement, uniform and non-uniform motion. Describing rate of motion, where we'll talk about speed and velocity. Describing rate of change of velocity, wherein we'll talk about acceleration, distance time graphs, velocity time graphs, equations of motion, and uniform circular motion. So as the name of the lesson suggests, motion. So let us first try to understand what do we mean by motion. Now, if you look at, or if you go to your dictionary and try to search out the meaning for the word motion, you will see motion is nothing but movement, right? And what is movement? When do you say that an object is moving? When do you say that? Let us suppose you are standing at a point. So do you say that you are moving? You are not, right? Because you are fixed at a point. Now let us suppose you start walking from your home towards your school. So now are you moving? Yes, you are, because your position is changing with time. As time is passing, your position is no more the same. You are not standing at your home. You are gradually moving to a new position, and finally at a certain point of time you are reaching your school. So that means with time your position is changing. So what is motion? Motion is nothing but change of position with time. When the position of an object changes with time, we say that the object is moving, or we say that the object is in motion. So a body is said to be in motion if it changes its position with time. So when we think of example, we have plenty of examples. I mean, I don't think I really need to give you examples, because whenever I say something moving, there are plenty of things that you can think of around yourself. For example, the moving blades of a fan. The blades of the fan, when it rotates, what's happening to it? The blades are actually moving. But when you switch off the fan, the blades stop moving. So right now the blades are not in motion, but once you switch it on, the blades are in motion. Similarly, when you think of a car, right now the car is at rest, so there is no motion involved. But the moment the driver starts the car starts moving from one position to another. So the position of this car is changing with time. So just now you saw this car moved from this point to this point, right? So that means its position is changing with time, right? You need some time to change the position. It took some time to reach from the first point to the last point, right? So this is motion. That means anything which moves, anything which changes its position with time, we say that the object is in motion. Now, when I talk of motion, there is another interesting fact which is to be observed. So what is that interesting fact? The fact is that motion is a relative term. So what do I mean by relative term? Okay. We will understand this with an example. Motion of an object is always with respect to some frame of reference. So you might be thinking, what is this big term, frame of reference? You will understand it very soon. Let us take this example. Let us suppose this guy along with his two kids is standing at the bus stop. He is waiting for some bus to arrive. So what do you think? Are these three people in motion? They are not in motion, right? Because all the three of them are at the same position. They are neither walking nor running. So their position is not changing with time. So they are not in motion. So they are at rest, right? Now, let us suppose there is a bus which passes across the road. Now, what do you think? Is the bus in motion? Yes, of course the bus is motion because the position of the bus is changing from this point to this point with time. So its position is changing with time and therefore the bus is in motion. Now think it in this way. There will be people who are sitting inside the bus, correct? So even inside the bus you have people. So now if you compare the people who are sitting inside the bus, let us suppose inside the bus you have two people, say A and B. Right? Now for A is sitting inside the bus, B is also sitting inside the bus. Now for A, B is in motion or B is at rest. Now for A, B is at rest because both the persons are sitting inside the bus. So the bus is moving but the persons are not moving as such, right? So both the persons are sitting on their seats. So according to A, B is at rest. According to B, A is at rest. Clear? But now you think of this situation. What is the situation of A and B for this man? Because this man is at rest. But now when this man sees the persons A and B, for this person A and B are moving. Correct? Because for this person, first A and B were here, then A and B are here. Because he is not bothered about whether the bus is moving or the person is moving. For him, the person was initially at this point, later he is at that point. So that means those persons are moving. Correct? So what interesting thing did you observe here? You see that any object is in motion or any object is at rest, that depends on the person who is observing it. Right? Let us suppose if the same person, let us suppose these are the two persons, A and B. So these two persons are sitting inside the bus, right? So now if B is being observed, so if B is the object which is observed. Now if B is observed by A, then B is at rest. But if the same object B is observed by this man, B is in motion. So you understand? So whether an object is in motion or not, it is decided by the person who observes it. So that means motion of an object is always with respect to some frame of reference. So what is that frame of reference? Frame of reference is nothing but the reference frame of the observer. For example, in this case, what was the frame of reference? When this man was watching, when this man, so that means this person is my frame of reference. So his vision is considered as my reference to view anything. Similarly, when this person is observing, this person A is my frame of reference. Whatever he is seeing is considered to be my reference to view anything else. Correct? So that means the motion of any object is always with respect to some frame of reference, because with one frame of reference an object might be at rest, whereas for other frame of reference the same object might be in motion. So motion is always dependent on a frame of reference. I hope I am able to explain you. So now you understand why motion is a relative term, because whenever you say that this object is moving with respect to what? So you always have to give a compare. I mean, you always have to give a relative factor. Okay, this object is moving relative to me because I am observing it. I am the frame of reference. Correct? Okay. So this was an interesting fact about motion. Now let us talk about some basic categories of motion, some basic types of motion which we normally talk about. The first one is a rectilinear motion. What is rectilinear motion? Motion along a straight line. Now if you look at this term rectilinear, what does the word linear means? Linear means something, a straight line is called linear, right? So whenever the motion takes place along a straight line, we call this kind of motion as rectilinear motion. For example, in this case, this car is moving along a straight line, so it is called a rectilinear motion. Similarly, if something is moving like this, it is a rectilinear motion. Again, something is moving like this, it is a rectilinear motion. So any motion along a straight line is called rectilinear motion. Similarly, we have another term called circular motion. It is needless to explain what is circular motion. The name itself defines it. It is nothing but motion along a circular path. For example, in this case, this car moves along a circular path. This light blue line actually describes the path along which the object is moving, or this car is moving. So this is known as circular motion. So in this lesson, we will first talk about rectilinear motion, that is motion along straight line, and towards the end of the lesson, we will talk about circular motion. Correct? Okay. So now let us see, how do we describe the motion of an object? Till now we saw what is motion, what are the two types of motion, rectilinear motion and circular motion. But now in order to understand motion in depth, we need to describe the motion of an object. There has to be certain quantities, there has to be certain physical quantities rather, which will describe the motion of an object. How will we mathematically or how will we scientifically describe the motion of an object? Let us try to understand that. Now, what do you think is the first thing that is needed in order to describe the motion of an object? Just quickly remember the definition of motion. It is change of position with time. So that means the first thing that we need is position. So in order to describe the motion, position needs to be defined. We have to define the position of the object. Position. Now what does this term position means? It refers to the point at which the object is located at a particular instant of time. For example, here you can see a small boy on a cycle. So right now the boy is at rest. So what is the position of this boy? This is the position of the boy. This is the point where the boy is located. This is the location of the boy at this point of time. Now what happens? The boy starts riding the cycle. So the position of the boy changes with time. With time, first the position was here, then he reached here, then he reached here, here. So that means with passage of time, the position of the boy kept changing. Now, if I want to describe mathematically the motion of an object, we need to define the position of the object at every instant of time. Now, we will see how do we actually talk about motion in terms of physics. So, right, till here you understood, right? What is position? Why do we need position to define motion? Correct? Okay. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.